We usually just think of sleep as closing our eyes and, drifting off. But right beneath the surface, your body's actually executing this highly precise, biologically ancient sequence. Today, in this explainer, we are uncovering the hidden operating system of the human body. We're going to explore the exact mechanisms of deep sleep, longevity, and human performance. And we'll reveal exactly how you can master the internal thermal switches that dictate your overall life outcomes. We're kicking things off with a biological mystery that completely shatters how we understand our nighttime routines. I mean, it sounds totally backward, right? If you want to cool down to get deep sleep, why on earth would you ever want warm feet? Well, the answer actually unlocks a massive hidden truth about human physiology. It's this complex thermal exchange system you probably never even knew existed. Part 1. The hidden sleep switch. Okay, so to understand this, we really have to look at how your brain's master clock orchestrates a massive redistribution of heat. There's this fascinating inverse relationship between your core and your extremities. For you to achieve that deep, restorative sleep, your core body temperature, meaning your internal organs, absolutely must drop. But to make that happen, your distal skin temperature, so your hands and feet, must actually warm up. You literally cannot have one with the other. They work exactly like a radiator system in a high-performance engine. Think of this thermal shift as a hidden superpower. It's called the distal proximal gradient. When it's time to sleep, your blood vessels widen in a process called vasodilation. Your body actively shuttles warm blood away from your core, pushing it all the way out to your hands and feet. Basically, your extremities become these cooling gateways that radiate internal heat out into the room. When your skin temperature essentially matches your abdomen, you cross a biological threshold straight into sleep. And here's the crazy part. This process requires a precise, tiny drop in core temperature about an hour before bed. We are talking just zero point 0.5 to 1 degree Fahrenheit. It sounds minuscule, but neurologically, it is a massive signal. If your body cannot make this precise drop, the sleep switch literally jams. You toss, you turn, and you end up suffering from fractured sleep architecture all night long. Part 2. Heart rate and brain recovery. So when this thermal gradient is optimized, the impact on your nervous system is staggering. We aren't just talking about waking up feeling a little more rested. We are talking about profound cognitive longevity. People who efficiently cool down fall asleep so much faster, seamlessly handing over from wakefulness right into deep rest. Rapid heat dissipation is literally the physical embodiment of your body shifting out of fight or flight and into rest and digest. By mastering thermoregulation, you are unlocking profound physical and cognitive repair. When your core drops efficiently, this amazing cascade begins. Your nocturnal heart rate variability spikes, signaling your nervous system is recovering from the day's stress. You unlock enhanced slow-wave N3 sleep, which is exactly when your brain clears out toxins and repairs cellular damage. You even optimize your REM sleep for emotional resilience. There's actually data linking efficient nocturnal cooling to a reduced risk of stroke and overall mortality. This isn't just about sleep, it's about survival. And this is where the science gets incredibly stark. If you fail to drop your core body temperature, you suffer from a blunted nervous system recovery. Researchers found that a delayed temperature decline is tied to an elevated heart rate and reduced HRV all night long. Think about that. You might spend 8 hours in bed, but biologically, your cardiovascular system was running a marathon the whole time, simply because you were trapped in your own heat. Part 3. Saboteurs of deep rest. So what are the everyday villains maliciously hacking the system and trapping heat inside your body? These metabolic saboteurs basically create internal friction. Dehydration, for example, restricts your blood volume, meaning your body physically cannot shuttle blood to your skin to release the heat. Late intense exercise keeps your core elevated for up to 3 hours, delaying your melatonin production. But the two most surprising saboteurs are definitely alcohol and spicy foods. Let's talk about alcohol. A nightcap might have an initial sedative effect, sure, but as your liver metabolizes it overnight, it triggers this late-night hyperthermic rebound. It literally raises your body temperature and flattens your normal circadian temperature curve by a staggering 43%. It destroys your thermal stability, suppressing REM sleep and causing you to wake up repeatedly in the second half of the night. Then there's the dinner menu. Honestly, I never knew this, but capsaicin, that's the compound that makes chili peppers hot, actually tricks your brain's heat receptors. It activates these TRPV1 receptors, firing up the body's furnace right when it should be powering down. This systemic thermogenesis delays sleep entirely and compresses those vital deep sleep stages. So if you want a spicy meal, definitely keep it to lunch. Now, if you're avoiding those dietary traps but still struggling to cool down, it might point to deeper hormonal or circadian shifts. Hyperthyroidism, for instance, spikes your metabolic rate. Menopause and perimenopause disrupt thermoregulation due to declining estrogen, which causes night sweats. And chronic stress? Well, elevated evening cortisol keeps your internal temperature artificially high, blocking that vital biological handover to deep sleep entirely. Part 4. Hacking your sleep temperature. Okay, now that we understand the deep biology of heat dissipation, how do we actually manipulate it to optimize our longevity and brain health? It all starts with your environment. 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, which is roughly 15.5 to 19.5 degrees Celsius, is the scientifically backed optimal bedroom temperature range. It creates the perfect microclimate, ensuring the ambient air is cool enough to act as a sink for all that heat your body is frantically trying to shed. But you can take it a step further with this circadian engineering protocol. Here's the cheat code. Step 1. Take a warm bath 1 to 2 hours before bed. The warm water stimulates your thermoreceptors, pulling blood from your core straight to your skin. Step 2. Get out and let the rapid evaporation cool you down in the ambient air. Step 3. Put on bed socks. Yep, socks. And Step 4. Just kick them off once you get hot. By following these exact steps, you artificially manipulate blood flow, forcing your core into a rapid, massive cool down. Which brings us right back to our opening mystery. Oh, so that's why warming your feet cools you down. By putting on warm bed socks, you artificially speed up that vasodilation we talked about earlier. You are literally opening the cooling gateways in your extremities. Once the heat floods to your feet, you naturally kick the socks off in the middle of the night, dumping all that heat into the cool room and driving your core temperature into its deepest, most restorative state. Conversely, if you sleep in a room above 70 degrees Fahrenheit, you trap heat right against your skin. The thermal gradient narrows, and the fallout is pretty severe. Your REM sleep is slashed, which means poor emotional regulation the next day. Your deep sleep is compressed, which halts physical recovery, and you suffer from increased microarousals. These are tiny awakenings you don't even remember happening, but they leave you feeling completely biologically exhausted the next morning. And this brings us to the ultimate realization of this explainer. You aren't just going to sleep, you are engineering a biological handover. You are taking active control of an ancient survival mechanism. By simply aligning your evening habits, your environment, and your extremities with your brain's natural thermal expectations, you stop fighting your physiology and you start riding its incredibly powerful wave. So I'll leave you with this thought to consider the next time you set your thermostat before crawling into bed. Ask yourself, are you locking heat in, or are you opening the gateways to cellular repair? The hidden switches of human longevity are literally right there at your fingertips and your toes. So, are you ready to engineer your perfect night of rest?